is up? This is your boy Guru back with a new video, and today we have the AMX 12t Tier 6 light tank. Of course, we are having the on-track to bat chat going on right now, and this is one of the anchor tanks that you need to grind through before you can reach the bat chat. In fact, you need the AMX 30 and the AMX 105 light tanks. It all branches out from the tier 8 bat chat, but of course you need to start somewhere, and you start with the tier 6. Now today we are in Redshire, spawning from the north, and the first thing I need to do is go check out the west side, and what I'm going to do is go to the bush and see what I can find here. Now of course we are in the 12 ton, the first tier 6 tank, light tank with the autoloader, and when you start playing with the autoloaders, you're gonna get yourself hooked on this kind of gameplay, but it does take a little bit of practice. It does take a little bit of experience. If you are not comfortable or not used to light tank gameplay in the low tiers, namely tier 5s and tier 6s, if you're not comfortable with the T50, the Chaffee, MT25, T37, then this is not a great tank to start off your light tank grind with. You do need to have a level of competency with light tanks in tier 5 and tier 6 before you want to dabble in the tier 6 auto-loading light tank, because this is another level of challenge that you are adding on top of the light tank gameplay that you need to have at least a grasp before you fully immerse yourself into it. Now I'm alone here in the west side. As you can see, my team are in the middle or at the back or on the east side, so there's no one on this side, so I need to be here and see what I can spot out for my team. Now I'm fairly confident because I know what I'm doing, and also because if you know your advantage as a light tank and the camo values and your capabilities, you know you can get away with this sort of thing. Also, right now I have the 1375 wreck that is in front of me. That's also not only providing me, this bush is not just providing me some soft cover, it's also providing me some hard cover. The 1375 dying here is kind of like a good thing for me, because I'm fairly safe sniping from this position, and this 1375 wreck is going to provide some kind of hard cover for me while I attempt to spot out the enemy team from this side of the map. Now the AMX 12t, 135 damage with 144 penetration on the standard shells. If you have APCR shells, you're gonna get 202 penetration. I do carry a healthy amount of premium APCR shells. I carry about 50-50 here, but you do need them if you're going to fight any kind of heavy tank or any kind of tank with armor, especially tier 7 tanks. You can't be cheap with your premium shells. You do need to use them. The only downside on this tank is the dispersion, which is 0.38. It's got terrible dispersion, so it's really good if you're like in a position like this where you're not moving at all and you're shooting at something, then that's not a problem. But if you need to move around and shoot on the move, it's not very good for doing that. Now this gun is in the way. I wish I had a better angle on this guy, but this 1375 wreck, his gun is in the way and it's kind of blocking me, but now I do have a shot on him. I'll try to shoot him as much as I can. I've taken a shot from the tank destroyer, but I'm not bothering to repair because I've got the kill shot on the T52 there, so I was gonna finish off that guy before I move on. Now I've decided to stay here for a bit longer. It's very high risk, but I managed to catch this guy out closing down the distance on me. I'm gonna see if I can land a few penetrating shots on him before I make my escape. Of course, now that I'm spotted, I really do need to run away, and with the kind of speed and agility that I have, I am fairly confident that I can make an escape. But unfortunately, I took a big hit there from the IS-2, but I still have a little bit more HP left. I probably can survive this, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and run away. But even though I'm trying to make my escape here, I need to stay within the vicinity of the base, because I do need to spot out whatever is trying to crest that ridge and push into our base, because I am the only tank that has the vision and the camouflage capability here that can spot for my team. So I do need to make sure that I help out my team here, keep my spotting abilities up. It's almost impossible for me to pen this IS-2 even with premium shells, as you can see me struggling here. So even though I can't pen him, I need to try and keep him spotted, and try and keep this tank destroyer spotted as well for my team, so that they can get some shots on him, preferably finish him off if they can. And there is a Cromwell trying to rush our base and try to cap us out as well. So what I'm going to try and do is see if I can get shots on him, and I think I set him on fire there. So I'm doing my part for my team. I think that Cromwell is almost done. Now what I want to do right now is close the distance on the tank destroyer that is in near our base. He is probably a one shot, so I need to YOLO in there and see if I can take him out, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll see if I can help out with some side shots on this IS-2. Now this tank does not have a lot of gun depression, it does not have a lot of elevation as well. Gun depression is like 6 degrees looking down and 12 degrees looking up. Sometimes when you're on a slope you have difficulty shooting at guys because of its 12 degrees gun elevation. It's really terrible, and even shooting over the back, it's really terrible. So you know, if you're not comfortable with light tanks, you're adding another layer of difficulty, another layer of challenge with the turret at the back of the tank, with the limitation of 6 degrees of frontal gun depression, 12 degrees of elevation, plus the autoloader. You need to know when to reload your clip. You need to have an idea when not to reload your tank and just go for the YOLO and go for the kills. This is another level of challenge that you need to get used to when you are playing with a light tank, especially this tank, a light tank and autoloader. The AMX 12t, the one after this is the AMX 1375 and the Backchat 12t Tier 8. It's another level of challenge. If you're not comfortable with the Chaffee, you're not comfortable with the T37 AMX, with the MT25, don't play this tank if you are not comfortable with those kind of tanks. If you're not comfortable with the single shots, this tank is going to be a little bit more challenging to play with. But if you are comfortable, if you have a level of confidence in your light tank that can carry you, if you can play reasonably comfortable in your T37, Chaffee, T50, if you're comfortable in those tanks and you want to add another level of fun, I would say pick up this tank and play with it, because once you've managed to handle this tank, you're gonna have a level of fun that's like no other. Now I got myself killed there, but I've managed to do 2000 plus damage, 1000 plus spotting damage. That's enough for me to have an ace tanker game. Now my team did manage to pull this game over the line, but they struggled a lot, and it looked like they were going to throw this game, but they managed to pull this one across the finish line. Now, I forgot to tell you, please remember to subscribe if you're here for the very first time, and turn on your notifications as well, especially if you're here for the mod pack videos. Also, please consider giving this video a like. If you've made it this far, especially if you've taken something out of this video, if you've learned something from this video, please consider giving this a like. It helps out my channel a lot, and let me thank you in advance for it. And here we go. This is the Ace Tanker game, and that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you are considering getting the AMX 12t and push on to the bat chat, I wish you good luck, and hope you enjoy this grind, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.